In the last video I mentioned, if enough people interested, I organize and open source the keyboard. But I realized this is a bit tricky, mainly because I don't have that many followers yet. But I still want to release it. And I figure you guys won't mind, right? You won't, right? So if no objection, let's go over the open source plan for the keyboard. I've already organized the relevant materials and upload them to GitHub. And this is the GitHub repo. I will also include the link in the video description. The final result, if you watch the last video, you should know what it looks like, right? So to let as many people as possible to be able to build this keyboard step by step, including those who are new to DIY keyboards, I've broken down the open source plan into 6 steps. Step 1 is preparing the raw materials. Step 2 is printing the case. Step 3 is soldering. Fourth step is assembling the soldered PCB and the case together. Step 5 is flashing the firmware. Step 6 is how to use GMK Studio to configure our keyboard. After completing these 6 steps, we will basically have this keyboard up and running and know the basics of how to use it. In the future, if you are interested, there might be some more advanced stuff like how to develop the firmware, how to tweak the configurators, stuff that's more programming related. Sorry, I digress. That's for later. Today, we are mainly focusing on steps 1 and 2. Step 1 is preparing the raw materials. First, we need to get the PCB manufactured. I have already exported the PCB design files into the standard Gerber format. You just need to send the zip file to a PCB manufacturer and place the order. Generally, for prototyping, the minimum order quantity is usually 5 pieces, and it would take days or even weeks to produce and deliver to you. So while waiting for the PCB, we can prepare the other components, at least all components here. And for those not so common components, to reduce the chance of buying the wrong ones, I'll provide photos for reference just by according to this image and specs, and you should be fine. This piece is the microcontroller for the keyboard. Anything compatible with the nice Nano V2 will work. And yet, this is the reset switch. And below is the power switch. Pin headers might be a bit tricky to find, but actually you don't really need them if you have ordinary pin headers laying around. But they are likely too long for the build. You might need to trim them with a wire cutter. Yet I'll explain this in detail in the soldering video. For screws, just buy countersunk ones. I personally prefer stainless steel. Just buy M2 x 12, 16, 8 and 4 respectively. And these are sockets. This is 3.5 millimeter high single row female header with 30 pins. I'll put a picture later to prevent you from buying the wrong one. And the GH1.25 socket for the Trackpoint. JST 1.25 is a common component all over the market. You can find it anywhere. So yeah, just buy this model with 5 pins. 5 pins is the right one. I forgot to mention it is vertical. I'll update the description later. And this is for OLED display. It requires a 4-pin socket. and corresponding wires. Buy the one with the same connector as short as possible. The shortest I found is 100mm. For key switches, the sockets are hot swap sockets. For hot swap sockets, use kailh low profile sockets. Nothing special, this part is hard to mess up. For switches, you could choose V1 or V2, or both if you want to be creative. Just keep in mind that V1 requires its own type of keycap, while V2 is compatible with the MX style low profile keycap. And here we need a Schottky dial for the power switch to function properly. Each switch needs dial. Just buy according to this model. OLED also just buy according to this model. For the lithium battery, you might not be able to find the exact same model. Just buy the one could fit into the case. The most important diameter is the height. It should not thicker than 5mm. The connector is 1.25 pitch. It needs to match this battery socket on the board. And make sure the polarity is in the projected order. I'll attach a photo of the connector to show the correct connection. And one for the battery socket too, because I didn't find the model number anywhere when I bought them. Weird thing for such a common component. Just buy the one looks alike. And this rotary encoder is a compact version of the EC11 encoder. For the Trackpoint, look for one that looks like this. It must have the same controller. Basically, keyboards on older Synpex keyboards all use this controller for the Trackpoint. You should be able to find a Synpex keyboard and salvage this module. But keep in mind, the module inside the keyboard might vary. You need to find the one looks roughly like this one. Doesn't have to be exact the same, but it should look roughly like this shape, and the distance between the two screw holes is 19mm. I have already tested the pin out for you. Just solder according to this picture and you should be good. Because this is a GH cable, the colors sequence should be identical, so just follow the colors to match the pins so that it looks like this, and it should be okay. Yep, okay, this is the BOM preparation, preparing this raw material. So if you are having trouble finding those rare components, I got you covered. I recently launched an online store at pskeeb.top. Check it out, and if there is anything else you are looking for, don't hesitate to reach out and I'll be happy to help you check out what you need. Now back to the video. Step 2 is to print the case. I've also put the case files on GitHub. Let me show you the content of this file. This 3MF is the file you just saw. It is what I exported directly from Bamboo Studio. It's a universal format as far as I know, meaning if you are using other slicer or printers to open this file, it should work, but the printing parameter might be lost. So I need to point out a few things. First, there are 5 plays. Play 1 to 4 are okay, nothing special. You can use 0.2mm layer height to print them. And for the play 5 here, you might need to pay attention. Best to use higher precision because the knob and other stuff need to snap onto other parts. So if the precision is too low, then it might not be able to snap together very well. So yeah, I recommend to try to use the highest precision as possible. For example, I am using 0.08mm. So yeah. Alright, seems like that's basically it. So you can start preparing this parts and printing the case. And if you encounter any problems, you can leave a comments below or open issue on GitHub. So yeah, and for the next step, I will make a soldering video to explain the details. Alright, I'm going to prepare for the next step now. So see you guys in the next video. Bye bye everyone.